Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Monday. It is Monday. Sorry I'm a little late, but, things happen, and I tried to fit a little too much into a little bit of time, and that did not work out for me. Oh, look at that. I thought so. Mercury retrograde ends today, so, even if you don't believe in that, trust me, it believes in you. So... but thank goodness it ends today. So everything's been going electronically crazy right now. So, all right, let's get going. We're just gonna do straight up affirmators today. I don't feel like thinking. I don't feel like anything. And it's humid. It is, I don't know. I mean, it's probably not humid for some of the people that are on now, but it is humid to me, and I am not having it at all. So anyway, ooh, look at this. We got one of these. Now, the rule of these cards, if you're new, is that when one of these comes up, because these are kind of like the bonus cards, I got to pick the next one. And they kind of go together generally. Oh, acceptance. Oh, that's a pretty card. I think they have faces. That's cute. Acceptance. So acceptance is our first card, and then we'll get to cleansing. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for not new people. I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it? I know, that's pretty awesome, right? Because if you don't know, every snowflake is unique. There is no two same snowflakes. There are no twin snowflakes, no triplet, quadruplet, or quintuplet snowflakes. Every snowflake is its own thing. So, good morning, Hybrid Muddy. Good morning, older sibling. So, yeah, acceptance. So, again, I'll read that again since I kind of tripped over it. I need to calm down because I'm like I'm in go mode right now. Okay. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for not new people I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it? Yeah. So cleansing, feeling bogged down by the weight of 1,000 thoughts, feelings, boxes of mystery objects lurking in your closet. Consider this a prescription to clean house mentally, physically, literally, figuratively, and anything else that applies adverbally. It's hard to make room for new connections and experiences when every bit of your emotional space is cluttered with psychic bric-a-brac. So enjoy a major guilt-free flush out, and not to worry, you can always find new psychic bric-a-brac in the metaphorical clutter section of Craigslist. So my job is to figure out how to fit this bonus card with this one. So maybe there's more to it than just acceptance of people, right? Sometimes accepting where we're at right now is what we need to do so we're not projecting out on other people. When we are able to really kind of, cleanse not just our physical stuff. In order to cleanse the physical stuff, you have to cleanse the mental and the kind of soul stuff, right? You got to get your head straight so that when you start to tackle other things, you're not so overwhelmed and you're not so like, oh, this is never going to get done. This is never going to do it. Take it slowly. If it is about cleaning a room or a home or whatever, take it one room at a time. Okay. Because sometimes that helps, but don't do something and then add to it after you've done it, after you've gotten rid of something. So just continually try to get rid of things. So, and if you have old papers, just throw them out. Okay. Just what do they call it? Shred it, whatever. All right. So, and I have a lot that here I could just declutter, and at home too, I have a lot I could just declutter. But sometimes what it takes is, hold on guys. I'm so sorry. Pardon me. Okay. Oh God, it is so humid. Oh, and I had to close my window so that you can hear me. So anyways, and I might be perimenopausal, but this is not menopause because I was outside today and it is freaking humid this morning and warm. So anyways, welcome to August. Oh God, I don't even know if that's causing a sound on the mic. So anyways, so this card, the acceptance card, is talking about It's talking about accepting people just as they are. But one of the only ways to do that, to not try to project onto them, is to accept yourself for exactly who you are. When we're able to accept ourselves and we're able to heal whatever it is that we need to heal, we find that we stop projecting so much onto other people and how we think they should be, because we can't, fix ourselves. This is probably my guess why this is in the relationship deck, right? And again, remember, love in relationships isn't just about, romantic love. It's about platonic love. It's about friendship, family. Relationships are relationships. You can have a relationship with your pet, right? You've got that, parent-child relationship going with a pet. So relationships, they cover across the board. And in order to accept how other people are, we have to accept who we are. And again, when it comes to the cleansing, you have to figure out how to cleanse yourself, and if it is about your house, then, do it. If it is about, just trying to heal that mental clutter and get rid of that mental clutter, then maybe there's some healing that needs to go on. You can do the Carl Jung method of shadow work, which again is not for the faint of heart. Sorry, this is my extension now of my hand, which is not for the faint of heart, but it really does work. And when I say it's not for the faint of heart, I'm not sure how many people survive it or follow through on it, because it is hard. It's asking you to do the hardest thing in the whole wide world, and that is to take a deep dive into your absolute darkest spots of yourself and to accept it, to heal it, to move on from it and say, hey, you know what? That might have been me then. That might have been my situation then. That might have been my trauma then, but that's not me now. That's not me now. That's not, who I am today. That was who I might have been yesterday, and that might have been caused by something that had happened to me. So, it's about really cleansing and accepting yourself. Once we can accept ourselves, once we can accept ourselves for who we are, we're going to be able to cleanse that part, right? Or actually, that should go the other way. Once we're able to cleanse that mental jibber jabber happening in our brains consistently, then we'll be able to find this acceptance in our hearts, this acceptance within ourselves. And I'm telling you, once you learn how to accept yourself, it opens a lot of new doors and a lot of new experiences. And it may not be the doors that you're thinking it's going to be, but what I'm saying is it gives you a little more confidence. It gives you a little more courage. You're not so worried about what other people are thinking about you as much as you just know who you are. I've had some of my own, resurfacing road work I've had to do in my life, because, the way I react to certain things a long time ago, people just, expect it to be like, oh, well, you're going to go do that now. It's like, no, it's like, I'm walking away so I don't lose my shit. Okay. That's why I'm walking away. And that's pretty much why I used to always walk away. But I would always be in tears, because when I cry when I'm sad, I cry when I'm angry. I don't think I've ever cried when I've been happy, but maybe once or twice. But I have never, I have cried when I'm angry, because I don't know what else to do. You can't scream it out, so it just kind of flows out of my face through my eyeballs, but or my tear ducts in my eyes. So yeah. But, now instead of just saying, now I'm blah, 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 I'll just be like, no, I'm walking away before I say something I don't mean. And when I come back, if you want to still talk about it, we'll talk about it. If you don't, then let's move on, okay? Because, I'm too old to be dealing with stupid stuff. So that being said, it doesn't mean that when we heal, we're not still cleansing things. Like with anything, it takes consistency. It takes, that... almost like how am I trying to say this? I mean consistency, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Like, like how you clean your house every week, or how you do the dishes every time it just takes continual work, okay? But it doesn't, once you clean it, it's more like maintaining, your space. And in this case, we're talking about our mental space. You're able to maintain that mental space, and you're able to, So when you do, maybe you spiral, maybe you have a bad day and you lash out at people, maybe this, that, or the other, you'll bounce back a lot better, and you'll bounce back a lot farther or faster. And it's not about blaming that moment. If you're having a bad moment and you lose control of yourself, then you probably owe some apologies. Okay. So, and that's fine. That's fine. I've been PMSing hard this week, and I've been cranky AF. And I've had to apologize to my dad twice already this weekend, because I'm just like, I am so sorry I'm cranky. And it's like, yeah, I'm PMSing, but it's like, usually I just walk away and go somewhere and, sleep or something, sleep it off. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what was going on with me. But, I realized, hey, you're being an asshole. Stop it. Okay. Just, redirect. And I did. And a part of that is because of the healing I did. And that's what cleansing is. Cleansing is about healing. So if you got all that mental, what did they call it? Mental bric-a-brac, that psychic bric-a-brac. I'm just going to read these again. So cleansing, feeling bogged down by the weight of 1,000 thoughts, feelings, boxes of mystery objects lurking in your closets. Consider this a prescription to clean house. Mentally, physically, literally, figuratively, and anything else that applies adverbally. It's hard to make room for new connections and experiences when every bit of your emotional space is cluttered with psychic bric-a-brac. So enjoy a major guilt-free flush out, and not to worry, you can always find new psychic bric-a-brac in the metaphorical clutter section of Craigslist, or the metaphorical section or metaphorical clutter section of your brain. Because you know what, sometimes we do that, right? We flush out all this stuff and then we recollect thoughts. So I guess the practice is to just take time, to just kind of declutter your brain. Maybe a couple times a day till it becomes a habit where you're just like, even if you need help with this, you can even just imagine a big mental toilet in your head. I know that sounds dumb, but no, like a big mental toilet in your head, and you're just taking all this crap and throwing it in there and flushing it. Now, don't do that in real life because it will get clogged. But again, this is your metaphorical, toilet where you can just throw crap in, literally and figuratively, and flush it away. And eventually when you start thinking about all these negative things or all these, whatever kind of thoughts are trying to bring you down, maybe the toilet just pops in your head and you're like, yeah, I'm going to flush that away. Just flush it away. So I'm going to try that, because that might actually work. Because sometimes I need a visual in my head to make things happen. So, yeah, but I'm this way too. I constantly have thoughts going through my head. I mean, my brain is like nonstop. And a lot of times at night when I'm trying to fall asleep, it's the same way. And a lot of people don't understand, like, I'll turn in around 8 o'clock, but it's not because I'm going to sleep. It's because I literally need to lose myself in something that is just so mundane. So my brain refocuses somewhere else and I can fall asleep. But yeah, so, just those kind of things. So now I'm just rambling. But yeah, so we have acceptance and we have cleansing. Generally, when you do the cleansing, the acceptance comes along with it. And I know it's not always easy. We will tend to project. If you're a parent, you might project because you worry about your kid and you think, well, I did it this way. But we have to remember too that it's not always about how we're thinking and what we think is best for them. It's what's best for them. They have to do what's best for them, and the best you can do as a parent is be there for them, or an aunt or an uncle, whatever category you might fall into. So it's like, we all heard it growing up, right? Well, when I was a kid, I blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, we know when you were a kid, you did that and the other. Okay, but I'm not you. And sometimes they will choose a different path. Sometimes we'll all choose a different path. And sometimes they may redirect, and sometimes they may come back and say, hey, you know what? They may come back and just go, hey, yeah, it does work this way. But, don't just sit there and go, I told you so. No, just say, hey, you know what? I'm glad you figured out what was best for you, and I'm glad it worked out. and then you can just give yourself a mental high five. See, even Sammy was thinking that. That's exactly what was in my head, a big old mental toilet. Yeah, totally, right? Like a big flusher, big crapper. Just letting it all go. So that's it for today. We got the cleansing and we have the acceptance. And again, I think I was able to pair those pretty well together. When I first saw it, it's kind of like, holy crap, what am I going to do? But I think we got there. So just be patient with yourself. I mean, that's first and foremost. First and foremost is being patient with yourself. Healing doesn't happen overnight. Okay, healing takes time. And we always want it to kind of happen overnight, but that's not the reality of it. So, it's kind of like with weight loss, right? If you want it to work and you want it to stick, you have to do the hard work. Sure, a lot of people might lose weight fast, but will they put it on fast, or will they take it off? It's like quitting whatever it is you're trying to quit. With people that go to like the anonymous groups, right? Every day is a new adventure for them, because every day they're faced with choices that they have to make, and that's kind of the rest of their life. Some fall off the wagon and go back into the anonymous, or they stay in the anonymous because they know they need it in order to stay on the right track for themselves. So it's every choice we make. If you make a bad choice and fall off the proverbial wagon of whatever it is that you're trying to fix with yourself, just get back up on it. Okay. One of the biggest parts on my health journey has been no longer shaming myself if I fall off the wagon. And I used to say this, like, oh God, I fell off the wagon, now I got to do this. And it's like, no, you know what? If I choose to eat that one day, then so be it. It's because I was craving it. And typically when I eat something when I'm craving it, I won't eat it again for a while. And I have noticed that has been the case. But when I fight it, I tend to just binge on it when I finally allow myself to have it. So it's, it really does go to that mental clutter. You want to feel your pain, not feed your pain. And feeding your pain doesn't just mean food. It could be whatever it is that you inhale. I don't necessarily mean inhale like that, but I mean just like, whatever you breathe in. So just give yourself some grace, give yourself some compassion, okay? Because that's where healing starts. Healing starts with acceptance, and it starts with patience with yourself, compassion and grace for yourself, all right? So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelly Marie Lucas on Facebook, or you can find me across the social media board. I'm also on YouTube under Shelly Marie and the Aloha Perspective. On Twitter, I'm at Shellbell's Quest, and then everywhere else it's either my name or the Aloha Perspective. All right, so thank you all for popping on. Thank you thank you to those of you who popped on knowing I was going to be late today. I admit I was trying to squeeze in a lot of errands into just 40 minutes. I know I can hear a sibling laughing at 40 minutes. And it was really going well until I lost my 5 minutes on my last errand because somebody was, I don't know what was happening. I don't know what was happening there, but it was just kind of like, really? I was on time until now. But anyways, I shouldn't have left so late. I'll be honest with you. This is the reason why I left the house late. I can be rather competitive, and I don't mean to be, and it's not really with anybody else. I don't think. It's more with myself. And I'm taking French on Duolingo, or I should say I'm relearning French because I had it in high school. And I had like the triple XP points, and I don't want to get demoted into the league below me. So I'm trying to build all these points as much as I can. I'm thinking, look, girl, you got up at 6:30. Your eyeballs just opened. You were supposed to be out of the house by like 7:15 or 7:30. I didn't get out of the house till 7:40. So that's kind of my fault. But I'm just going to blame it on the lady at the ATM. Why not? So I'll never see her again. Who cares? But anyways, I made it on. That's all that matters. So then you got me without makeup. I put on my eyebrows, but that's about it because that's all I had time for. I didn't want to make anyone wait any longer. So anyways, That's it. So, okay, again, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I can't see who the third person is that came on this morning. I apologize. It didn't pop up, but older sibling, hybrid muddy, and strange person on here who I can't see. Thank you for popping on. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody, again, has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.